I was getting ready when my phone started ringing. It was Valerie. That's my big sister. Normally, when she calls, it's for a reason. This time, I pretty much already knew what it was. Antonio. It's not like I couldn't talk about him. I just really didn't feel like getting into it with my sister. Valerie's married. She has a husband and kids, a house, and that's her whole thing. Disrupting a marriage, especially one I may or may not have already known about, it just wouldn't sit well with her. As soon as I picked up the phone, the first thing she said was, Antonio's back in town. I thought about acting surprised, maybe even just flat out lying. But for the sake of getting off the phone early and just getting through the conversation, I just went ahead and told her. I know. We met up, he told me about his marriage, and I'm good with it. First thing she said was, met up? And I said, yeah. She needed any details, and I really wasn't offering any. I could already hear it in her voice. If I said we didn't sleep together, she wouldn't believe me. If I said we did, she'll be disappointed. Either way, I was going to lose. So after about 30 seconds of silence with us just sitting on the phone, I just said, look, big sis, I love you and I gotta go. I got some errands to run this morning. I'm gonna text you later and kiss the babies for me. Before she could even respond, I just hung up. By the time I grabbed my keys, my mood had already shifted. My new little friend was waiting for me at the restaurant. He's a doctor I met a couple months ago when I sprained my ankle. And yes, I already know how that sounds. Don't be judgy. Stuff happens and I meet people. When I got there, he was still in his work scrubs. Strike one. First impressions are everything to me, and he already wasn't doing too well with me. If he didn't have time to go home and change, he could have just rescheduled. Once I sat down, the first thing he says is, I bet you were excited when I told you I had time to see you this morning. Strike two. Excited? Why would I be excited about a man making a little bit of time for me? That's what they supposed to do if they interested. I smiled anyways. Because basically with him, and pretty much all men like him, here's the thing. They irritate me. The way they talk, the way they act like they already know what's going to happen. But somehow, I always end up liking them the most. That's my little problem. The ones that are slightly arrogant, they kind of do something for me. And they tend to linger around in my life the longest. I don't necessarily mind it either. As we sat there talking, he just kept putting his hand on my leg. It was like he already knew where he wanted this morning to go. And honestly, I could see it too. I wasn't for it, and I wasn't against it. But because I know me, I pretty much already knew we were going to go to his house after this. So I just kind of stood up and excused myself to the bathroom. Not to freshen up, but to just kind of think about it. Because even though I'm not counting bodies, even I knew this was too soon. I stood in there for a while trying to talk myself out of it, knowing I was probably about to go home with this guy anyways. And it's funny how your mind and your body ain't always on the same page. Because right in the middle of that little mental debate I was having, I felt a cramp. And just like that, it was my time of the month. For a girl like me, that's a blessing and a curse. I mean, much appreciation for the fact that it confirms once again I have bypassed pregnancy. Thank you, Lord. But it definitely slows down my plans for the next week. I left the bathroom and I saw him sitting at the table with a little smile on his face. Just like that, he knew he was about to have his way with me. Not today. I paid for the meal and I walked right out the side door. Now I know I could have said goodbye, but the way I look at it, The morning was already messed up, and I really didn't feel like I needed to explain myself to him. It was like, hell, he a doctor. He knows women's bodies way better than I do.